The latest.
I know it took him a long time, but
latest game that came out. Hello, fellow gamers. My name is Killer Whisk, and I'm here with again Outlandish for episode 5 of the Rant videos. Matt Syndicate Gaming. Oh yeah, right? it's very hilarious, jam packed, very nice, and very consumer friendly knowledge. You know, like, subscribe, comment, follow, sharing is caring. Matt Syndicate, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Periscope. Wherever, social media, Amino as well. I'm there trying to keep you guys in a weekly update. And our topics that we're going to actually discuss too, I'm going to touch very briefly on it. I didn't do my homework, but I'm just going to speak on the market perspective. And that's actually virtual reality, aka VR. A lot of companies are pushing VRs for their, their consoles and or computers, PCs, mainly the Oculus. Facebook got a hold of them and purchased them for what, like, was it 4 point, I forgot the dollars that they outputted. Yeah. Then you had the HTC Vive, which is another company that outfitted the virtual reality. And then you got the PlayStation, which they got their hands on there in the market. And I feel as though the PlayStation, Sony, is actually playing their cards right with VR.
You think so?
I think so, because they're the only ones that released a VR that's not so epic like HTC Vive, which, by the way,
it is more price friendly too. I mean, it's more like consumer friendly because the price.
Yeah, it's approachable. A lot of people will get a PlayStation. Not a lot of people will have a souped up PC or a laptop to sustain a VR headset, which the Oculus and HTC Vive run into those issues. Whereas the VR for PlayStation, that's already baked into the PlayStation console. As long as you have that, you can dive in.
Oh, with the Vive, I didn't know you needed a PC.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Usually, yeah. And we ain't gonna talk about the wires yet. But what Sony did was they want to get their hands, dip their hands into the VR experience. And I think from a gaming perspective, that's a great way to do it, because with apps and all that being at large, you can have you can watch the movies, you can maneuver with Twitter or Facebook and all that jazz. It's pretty nice, and especially when somebody gets, they want to dive into that virtual reality, $400, and then they already have the console, and that's it. The console can hold its own. I think it's too early to say, but I do not want it to end up being like a 3D. TVs push 3D. Not 3D visual to be 3D. I'm talking about the 3D concept. A lot of TVs, a lot of productions push 3D.
Oh,
but a consumer,
to make it more like, what do you call that word? Like engulf yourself into the situation, like
like how companies pushed the 3D ness in the industry, and us was just like, nah, bro, I'm gonna stick to my regular visuals. I'm all set. We never really dove into 3D.
Well, that's the thing with the 3DS, Nintendo 3DS. No one barely uses the 3D and function. I know I have the system.
New Nintendo headset, that a handheld that just released, did away with the 3D.
Yeah, the new 2DS. Yeah,
it's gone.
It just got rid of it because no one was using it.
So Nintendo got smart, and it was a great concept, by the way. But with VR, I don't want it to become that 3D fad. Let's just put it that way. I don't want it to. It's looking nice, but HoloLens for Microsoft, that's another glasses. I give it to them. I do not think it's going to be popping. And we already talked about our previous episode where do not do the Kinect, but I don't release the Kinect for the Xbox Project Scorpio, whatever it's going to be called. But don't try to release HoloLens for it too. That's the same thing as Kinect. Yeah, the upgrade. But I don't want it to become a 3D fad when it comes to virtual reality. I think they got the hands on it, but I just don't know how companies are going to penetrate that to the market. Only way I can think is obvious: make it cheaper. Instead of $400, make it $200.
You think that? I don't know, like something like that. I mean, it'll be great. That price, it's great. It'll be, a lot of consumers will get it. I just don't know how realistic that price would be.
And then developers probably don't want to get their hands on it. Like, I don't know. It's a very dicey.
It's a very risky. Yeah. Like,
I can understand businesses using virtual realities for the taking a virtual tour for employment training online shopping.
I think it'd be good trading tools too.
Trading tools, and other people, like other perverted companies want to use the virtual reality as a means of other things as well. We're not getting to talk about
let's
that.
Not talk about that, but yeah.
Well, college campuses and all that tend to use the virtual reality, so I guess that could work. But as far as gaming, which a lot of us, would love to try that. And
yeah, it seems like a lot, like, there are games for these, like, VR systems and stuff like that, but it doesn't seem like a lot of, like, the big companies
not yet
are going into it. There are some. I'm not saying they're not, but there's some, like, certain ones that have not even touched that field yet, and I'm just like, are they too scared to get in?
Yeah.
Or maybe, they want to wade the water, test the waters out, see how it's
hopefully it doesn't end up like
maybe
a 3D
other
fad.
Like indie companies, because I know a lot of indie companies are taking the VR games like full on.
But are we as consumers purchasing the VR for the sake of indie games, which doesn't have that much marketing behind it?
Well, that's the
issue.
Well, that's the issue, and that's why probably the bigger companies don't want to risk putting anything on VR yet. Because
risk it. Come on now, you got money for chilling for nothing. Come on, just do it.
Well,
just do it. Take the risk.
You just can't tell them to like throw money like
Oculus,
that.
HTC Vive. Sony does have a great position to do it. And I'm not even really dive into more on it, but just get rid of the wires. I don't know how you want to wait another 2-3 years, but let's wait until Bluetooth 6.0 to make it so it's Bluetooth compatible with lower the latency of it.
The wires will make things so much cleaner.
Yeah, because I've heard HTC Vive does have nightmares setting it up and stuff, which is, I would do it. If I'm going to have HTC Vive and experience it, I will do it. I will hook it up, whatever the case may be, but just get rid of the wires, because as an average consumer would hate that inconvenience.
I would agree.
For the price tag,
for me, I'm an average consumer. Like, I mean,
I am too.
Yeah.
Everybody, it is. That's my little piece on the VR. I just hope it's not a 3D fad. Hopefully, companies can get into it. I just feel like it's not a major push yet. I think Sony does have a great way of doing it, and hopefully, maybe this year in E3, that would show more. Maybe something promising. Microsoft, just don't do it.
There's a chance.
Just don't do it.
So my topic today, a little like topic. It's one of my favorite game series, near and dear to my heart, is the Tales of series.
I get confused with those series. I never dove into it. I just watched them play a couple.
It's been a series for actually 20+ years. They hit their 20-year mark last year.
All right.
The first of the series that came out was Tales of Phantasia. We didn't actually get that in America. We got that in America as a Game Boy Advance game upgrade like 10 years later. So, but what I love about this game is like the way I love it is the characters.
Storyline.
The storyline. It's like for some reason
storylines for the games.
For some reason, Tales games know how to do a good storyline.
I
mean, there are what?
What's the developer?
Namco.
Shouts out to Namco.
Yeah, Namco. Like, you're good with your RPGs with this one anyway. And what I love about this is, but yeah, like you said, your stories are amazing. There's a few, I will get to those later, but the stories are amazing, the characters are amazing, and what I love about this is your battle system is pretty new, like from back in the day, and I still like how you do it now. It's basically the battle system it's similar to the RPG, like turn-based and everything like that, but you have more control of the character, so you get to like battle more, you get to fight more.
So do you think other big companies, Square Enix, could adopt these battle systems and thus an average gamer
the thing is, Square Enix has done it in recent times, like 15.
The latest.
I know it took them a long time, but
latest game that came out.
But Tales have like done like thing. It was more of like a 2D like type of thing, but then once Symphonia came out, that's when more of the 3D roaming, running around came in, which is great. Which it's like this and Star Ocean are the ones that got into that type of battle style, that's what I enjoy. Which that's another one.
I didn't beat it, but it was my shit. I liked it. But you know what I didn't? You know what I envy? Tales of. I don't know if you remember. I don't know what title it was. Where it came up with that exclusive, hot, Japan only PlayStation 4.
I remember that. I believe it was
black with like gold and red.
Yeah, that was actually. I think that was Zestra, if I remember that correctly. That thing is. That looked nice. Yeah, I will admit that. It looked
sexy as fuck.
So let me get to the point where I was trying to get with this. I love the fact that, the games are released to America because most of these games are Japanese exclusives. A lot of their, like, side projects of the Tales of, like, their, like, fighting games or the thing, are mostly Japanese exclusive, never released in America, because up until Symphonia, which came out back in 2004, it wasn't really like, I guess what you would say, popping in America up until around that time. That's when Symphonia, that's when a lot of people, it came out for the GameCube. A lot of people actually got that because, you know, at that time there wasn't too much RPGs coming out for the GameCube, so it was pretty much slim pickings at that time. So, but they were surprised, like the characters, the stories, the skits, which pretty much what the skits is like, it's kind of like comical, but they also have like seriousness to it. It's basically you get to know your characters a little more. It's like them interacting with each other a little more instead of just like talking through text. They actually like speak, which is great.
That's cool.
It gets you to like get to know the characters, gets you to love the characters, gets you to feel for the characters.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel with this series as does for me. Some of the stuff that I would say like needs a little work, I guess, or like what doesn't work for me, it's definitely the way you release the games.
I always thought it was something to do with like region lock and.
Well, that's the thing. I understand it's focused out of Japan, which I understand completely. But some of these games, like they originally come out.
Just do it.
They come out. Let's give one for example. Tales of Xillia came out in 2011. We didn't get it in America until almost the end of 2013.
Damn, that's like 2 years.
Exactly.
Oh, damn.
That's what I'm like. What? It's up. I understand you have to make sure that the voice work is good and everything, but there's other games that release, you know, in Japan first, and the thing that's quicker.
Well, I mean, it all depends on the writers and who's behind the project and so on and so forth.
Well, that's the thing.
Do you think the company could just like benefit just releasing it worldwide?
Well, that's the thing. They're starting to get it. So that's the good thing. They're like, with Berseria.
Yeah.
It released sooner, and I believe there are some certain games too, like Zestria and stuff like that are going to start releasing it more worldwide. But we'll see like that, and there's actually a new one coming out for the Switch. Rumors are still, it's very much rumors. There's chances that this might be a port of a one that's already came out, just releasing it for the Switch, or it might be a new game. It all depends, because
E3 maybe.
The head of the producer of the games is working for like a subsidiary of Square Enix, and he's making his own RPG, so he's on helm of the Tales of series anymore. So we don't know what's going to happen. So that's why we don't know if this is going to be a new game or not.
Just wait and see for E3.
And
Hope.
And I still have not forgiven you for one of my favorite of the Tales series, the Tales of Vesperia. Literally the only reason why I ever played the 360 was because it came out only for the 360.
Damn.
You had a PS3 version that came out in Japan only. And you also got, you know, you added an extra character, you added extra storylines, you added extra dungeons and everything like that.
Japan only.
Japan only. You did not release it to America.
Maybe downloadable content.
Nothing. No download, no nothing. It just focused on it for the PS3. Yes.
The only thing about PS3, maybe because, what year?
It came out, the original for the 360 came out in 2008, and then the basically they remastered it for the PS3, came out in 2009.
That's probably because a lot of people weren't trying to buy the system. Remember when they first came out and all that stuff?
No, around that time the PS3 was still doing pretty well.
2006 with all that the PS3?
That was 2006. This came out in 2009.
2008 when it came out, and then they released it for Japan only in 2009.
Yes.
Right? Who knows?
So that's why it's like a lot of my friends who are fans of this, it's like we were like pretty pissed off about that.
That's kind of stupid. I mean, I get it. Maybe I'm thinking because of the adoption of the PS3. That's the only thing I think of. Other than that, dude, you slipped.
But yeah, it's like that, and of course, some of the latest ones, except for Berseria, that's the one I'm currently playing right now, and I'm almost beating that game. Amazing story, amazing characters. Zestria, I was trying to get into it. It's not a bad game. I will say that it's not a bad game at all. Some of the characters though, I'm just like I couldn't get into. I couldn't really get into them. And then there's Tales of Graces, which I wasn't really a fan of that much either. But
you got your hands on it and you played it.
Exactly, which I that's why I greatly appreciate that you actually released that. My favorite of the series, I will have to make sure I'm up front, is Zelia.
Ta-da!
That's literally my favorites. Like one of the favorites. I love the character, love everything. That's what I love about the series. I love that they try to do it a little differently with the RPGs, like more action based. I mean, my brother hears me all the time playing. It's like I sound like a freaking an action game, but it's like it's a legit just RPG.
I want to pass on it. I'm like, what? Okay, all right. I'm not gonna disturb.
But yeah, that's what I love about it, and I'm glad that hopefully with the Switch we'll see what will come out with it, and I'm happy for the future. I mean, it's already been 20 years, and it seems like it goes
E3.
well, so
E3.
We'll see.
Tales of VR Experience Episode 5 kept it cool.
Yeah, try to keep it a little thing.
A bit long, but keep it cool, keep it knowledgeable from an average consumer standpoint. Mass Syndicate Gaming, we do have a lot of live streams coming up. E3. Follow me on Amino. I have all the updates. We're going to break it all down for you. We got Street Gaming coming out soon. We're going to be starting.
You're going to be getting some live streams from me coming up soon.
Oh,
myself,
yeah.
So
it's going to be crazy. It's going to be nice. Mass Syndicate Gaming, again, you're going to meet all of our fellow squad mates. They're going to be gaming, live streaming. It's going to be crazy, nuts, and hilarious. Again, follow us, Mass Syndicate Gaming, Facebook, Twitter, Amino, Snapchat, everywhere on social media.
We appreciate the likes, comments.
Like, subscribe,
share,
feedback, greatly
all
appreciate
that,
it.
Everything. Greatly
thumbs
appreciate
up,
it.
thumbs down, whatever the case would be. Let us know. Mass Syndicate Gaming, new mission, new journey. Peace.
Peace.